Melbit's World is the latest game to join PlayStation's PlayLink line of titles. These are a series of games that try to appeal to a wider audience, usually in a party or family setting. Much like the wonderful Jackbox Party Pack, you have to play these games on your phone. But rather than visiting a website on your favorite browser, instead everybody must download the game's app onto their device to play it. Melbit's World can only be played if you have 2 or more players. If you're the only one connected to the game, the UI basically just says it's waiting for others to join. Sorry, no solo play sessions here. When you start the game, you'll take a selfie that functions as your in-game avatar, and then you select a Melbit that you can customize and play as. I mean, I guess you play as them. I say that because you never really see your character in-game at all, it's just on your phone in between levels. And since the marketing material calls the game a blend of Lemmings and Tamagotchi, you'd think there would be more to it than that. Like a pet simulator that you could tinker with on the go or something. This all just seems like a big missed opportunity, especially considering you had to download the app to play the game in the first place. And since I had nobody around to play with me, I lucked out when my dog volunteered to lend a helping paw for this review. Good boy. Melbit's World is a lot like Lemmings. You've got an entrance and an exit to every stage, and cute, mindless, walking little creatures that you must guide and protect along their way. If you're lucky enough to have a full party of 4 playing with you, the interactive parts of the stage will be divvied up amongst the group, giving everybody something to do. With that in mind, I've found it strange that the level design didn't seem to scale at all based on how many people you had in your party. As you can imagine, the game becomes significantly more difficult with only 2 players, as you both have to pick up the slack for the 2 that are missing. The difficulty of any given stage can shift from mind-numbingly easy to overwhelmingly difficult without any rhyme or reason. It often feels like you're spinning plates and need to divide your attention 2 or even 3 separate ways to make sure that no harm comes to these little Melbits. Not to mention communicating with your partner so that everybody's on the same page about what to do and when to do it. Things can fall apart real fast. And I'm not so sure that a mobile phone is the best choice to control a game like this. For the most part, hitting switches and pulling levers on your screen works alright. But when it came time to use motion to move platforms, I struggle to think of a worse way to play. I mean, these log thingies are tough to wrap your head around in the first place, but you need to twist your phone left and right to rotate it, and keep the part that the Melbits can walk on upwards. A decent challenge on its own, but add the fact that you're never quite sure if jerking your phone left or right will cause it to rotate in the intended direction, if it even responds at all, and we start to have serious problems.
Rob, there's another!
There's still 2 left.
I'm trying, but
As Yoda would say, there is another. There is another. Let's try again. Yeah. Let's try again.
Doing this while also managing another set of controls and keeping an eye on Melbits that were making their way through other sections of the level is where I started to lose my patience with these controls. On paper, this looks like a game that would be right up my alley. It's full of colorful, adorable characters, the music is light and fun, you collect all sorts of cosmetic gear the better you perform, and I typically enjoy games like Lemmings. But ultimately, Melbit's World left me feeling nothing but frustration and bitterness. Even when you aren't totally overwhelmed and you and your friends can keep up with what's happening on the screen, it's actually kinda boring. You'll find yourself just sitting there, waiting for the correct moment to press a button, release a spring, or rotate a platform. Once the Melbit has made it across, then you just wait patiently for the next one. There's so much waiting. Of course, there is a fast forward feature that does increase animation speed, but all of the players have to be holding the button at the same time for it to work. And more often than not, the other players won't notice you're holding it until it's too late anyways. I know that this is probably par for the course, as this is a PlayLink title, but I have to address that this game would be fundamentally improved if you were given the option to play with a controller. The tactile feel would make all the difference, and you would spend so much less time looking down at your device to make sure that you're actually hitting the part of the screen that you meant to. Just think about it. Would you rather do this? Or this? This? Or this? This? Or, yeah, you get the point. Anyways, at a certain point my dog just didn't have it in him to hammer through any more levels. But the gist of it is that while this may be a decent romp if you have a patient group of 4 who are looking for something light to tinker around with, I personally found Melbit's World lacking across the board. It gets a 2 out of 5.